seeing this room was to create essentially an environment that people could come, a contemplative environment where people could come and sit and just experience sound and other perceptions for however long they wanted to stay. When I got here, I realized that there were these wonderful windows. Yeah. And so I oriented the space with the seating so that to hear it best, you'd be facing out the windows. And one of the things I really like about that is that when the windows are open, then all the sound that's present in the outside world merges with the sound of the environment that I've created here and becomes one experience. So that was one of my primary goals. Okay. And so that's how this specific space influenced that piece. A very long time ago, when I was when I was in college is when I first started doing it. So I started because I was trained as a composer, and I noticed that a lot of the music that I was writing at the time had these very specific procedures that I could describe really easily. So it would be something like I would start with one note, and then I would add 2 notes, and then 3 notes, and things like that. And I realized that it'd be easy to write a computer program that essentially described those steps. And so I started learning how to do programming, and when I did that, then I would come up with these core ideas for music, and then write a program that explored lots and lots of different variations of that idea, and then I would choose from those what I was most interested in. And so that's where I made the jump into using technology basically as like a creative assistant and a tool. And then from there, over the many years since then, I've explored it in a lot of different mediums. Really all a program is just basically the expression of an idea. So like that idea that I was describing before, if I do 1 note and then 2 notes, etc., I have that idea, but then now I could say it like that, or I could make a program that expresses that idea. So that's how I think about programs, is essentially they're just ideas that have been captured in a form that a computer can execute. But once you've done that, once you've made it in that format, then the computer doesn't care, since it's just dealing with numbers and logic, it doesn't really care, and inputs and outputs. You know, if you say, computer, direct the input towards making a sound, it doesn't care that it's a sound. You could say, computer, direct the input towards moving some object around. It's the same to the computer. It's just numbers being directed in different directions. And so, regarding your question about different media intermingling, when you're working in that kind of a digital space, it's very easy all of a sudden. It's a very pliable medium to have lots of different types of expression intermingling, because in the end they're just numbers working together. I would say the most difficult part is once I begin to have an idea about what the piece is going to be, then distilling that down to, usually I'm trying to find the simplest way to express the core idea. And so that's typically a process of having lots of different elements that eventually I'm able to strip away most of them to get to what the primary goal is of the piece. And so that's actually the thing that's the most time-consuming part, is really zeroing in on the essence of what the piece is. So it's actually not so much the technical part, because that could be, sometimes it's very involved and it usually is. I mean, it usually involves days and weeks of writing code, which is very time consuming. But I've been doing that so long, that's not difficult, it's just time. But what is difficult is really just finding my way to the essence of the idea, towards a good idea. And so that's always the case with any kind of idea. Finding a good idea takes effort.